Welcome to Rauta's Underground Trio episode, and this time once again we go through 3 different underground releases and worst to best according to my own opinion. First, a quick alphabetical order introduction. Let me just put them in the right order here, and then we'll go from worst to best. These are of course all different styles from various places and all that stuff, so opinions may vary, that's kind of a given. Feel free to disagree as always. First we have here Ante-Inferno, a band from UK playing artistic black metal. Then Hollow Corpse from Finland doing sludge doom. And then Lömsk from Sweden doing war-themed black metal. Now kudos to you if you can guess the order. Here it goes. First we'll head to Finland. Hollow Corpse is here with the second album, Slobbed Out and Given Up. And this is very noisy, harsh sounding sludge doom. Might not even sound always so doomy because there are faster bursts with the given music, but mostly it's the kind of stuff that doesn't really give you any mercy. I mean, as simple as this and the whole packaging is, with very simplistic digipack with no booklet and all, this music is pretty much the same for most parts. It's very heavy sounding, very distorted, and most parts very slow as well. That is then again accompanied with, growl vocals, as the custom is with death metal. Calling this death doom is a little bit far-fetched, because while obviously those growl vocals are coming from death metal territory, mostly this is, the sludge doom type. Sludginess is then again emphasized by the very fact that this sound is very acquired taste only. You don't really have to be a noise fanatic to get through this, but let me be honest with it. For a lot of people, they would say this is way too raw, they're way too mushy, way too hard to figure out what's going on. So this is an album that really builds more about atmosphere than individual riffs and all. And when it goes, slower parts which are dominating the album cut into play, that's, just kind of a stuff where it just feels like you're in a muddy waters, your feet stuck in deep into the mud and you're not gonna survive. Then there are those faster bursts kind of get you by the surprise, especially first go, and it creates a little bit variety with the whole thing here. There are also quite a few spoken samples, like for example there are some stand-up comedy parts. You might notice the speaker, I did, and then there are parts which are probably from a movie, I don't know, TV, hard to figure out. Maybe even video games these days. I mean, it's hard to figure out where all these samples are taken from. They're really kind of a desperate and, dark and bleak and all that stuff, which kind of emphasizes that rather nihilistic feeling with this stuff. I gotta say, I kind of like the atmosphere, but when it comes to the actual songs and songwriting and riffs and all, it's gonna leave me out of it. I would say this is very much of an acquired taste. It's not bad, but for me it's kind of a mediocrity because I'm not really fascinated by this kind of stuff. Like I said, some people will love it because if it's so heavy, so sludgy, so noisy even. But for me, I'm not just the target audience, so there's that. Then we go to UK with this band called Ante-Inferno, and this is Death's Soliloquy. I'm not totally sure about the pronunciation, so pardon me for that. Comes with a nice threefold digipack with non-glossy take, and this is how it looks like. Pretty neat packaging if you ask me. This is by Vendetta Records. That previous one was by Kohina, by the way, a small underground label. And this one is a full deal. You get the images, you get the nice looking digipack, and you get the booklet as supposed to, and with a nice cover reminding me of those classic paintings. I wouldn't be surprised if that was it, but honestly I didn't dig enough deep enough to check out the origins of the cover. Sorry for that. So here it is, band photo and everything. Now this is a kind of a tricky pony because there are parts where this just nails the second wave of black metal feeling without getting too artsy and all, and everything rolls out nicely. Then there are parts where it gets just kind of a weirdly emotional atmosphere and kind of losing the black metal in the making, leaving a little bit like dumbfounded, like what the hell is going on. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I would say this is more on the artsy side of doing black metal. It's not really aggressive. It's not really like, depressive. It's not one of those kind of violent stuff. It's not really raw black metal. It's more like trying to pick up little bit pieces here and there and putting them together. Sometimes, in my opinion, the band just drops the ball and it's more like I want to skip certain parts. Then again, there are those glimpses of hope where I feel like, okay, that's actually rolling out nicely and all. But the more I was listening to it, the more I figured out it's a little bit of a mess, almost like a mixed bag of goodies where you have certain candies. Hey, I really like these ones. These guns can just fuck off. So it's a little bit weird in the sense of not totally able to deliver what you kind of might expect from a black metal release. The good thing is, obviously, it's not definitely a one-trick pony. So if you want something different out of ordinary and don't mind a little bit going outside of the black metal borders in a way, maybe this is going to do the trick for you. Let me a little bit hoping for more, but I mean, who knows? Maybe they will evolve into something different. Now it sounds really a bit like typical transition phase albums sound in a band's career, like having a little bit of the older material and then moving on with something new. Who knows? Last but not least, the best of the pile for me is Lömsk. This is their debut album, also true, Vendetta, and here's the album, Act 1. Boring name if you ask me, like, Act 1. Give it some kind of a title, not just Act 1. Yeah, we know it's your first act, so here it is. Very simplistic design with this digipack, almost like I feel like a budget thing going on. These guys are wearing gas mask and promotional copy shows that they're wearing some kind of war jackets. Actually pretty neat style, if not original anymore, because there's so many World War One, not to mention World War II bands that have already the kind of the same style. So if robes used to be the thing for a lot of black metal bands, nowadays it seems like World War One is, surpassing all that stuff. So let's focus on that. So running people on the cover, aiming to go to war, combat, what have you. Okay, it's fine so far. Kind of atmospheric stuff and all. Now, Swedes are known for whatever genre they go with, its usual quality, and that applies to this particular band as well. At some point, it's very atmospheric, and they even have some really nicer parts where it gets very emotional and all that stuff. And good production and everything here is like, okay, this is very, very interesting. I was in the words figuring out maybe this is just decent or just really good and decided to go. It's between that. Some parts are really like, wow, I'm gonna love this album. And then there are parts where it's not exactly filler, but not in the highest scale of what the band could really deliver. Overall, I would say this is a nice addition to modern layers of black metal. So forget everything you knew about the 1990s stuff, whether it's about production, whether it's about aesthetic, style, probably lyrics as well, and all that stuff, and embrace the modern days of stuff, but without going too dissonant and all. So, because this is not dissonant at all. I mean, my point here is, everything here is like reeking of third wave of black metal in so many ways, even kind of a post-black metal-like things, but certain riffs are just, dealing the blows the right way. So something is correctly happening here. I mean, in the way of like doing it right. Maybe more memorable. Yeah, it could be definitely that. But apart from that, I mean, I was enjoying throughout the listens I gave this one. So definitely the best of the pile. A little bit is missing from actual greatness, but this is, in my opinion, a band that you should probably add to your watch list. At least give this one a go. So with these 3 different albums, links are provided in the description box. Start listening the ones you want. So 2 black metal ones, 1 sludge one, and that's pretty much you need to know in order to get your listening engine going. Thank you for your time, and should you have any questions or comments, let me know. Bye-bye.